Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? What's up? Listen. Hey y'all, thank you so much for joining me, y'all. Listen, if you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here, y'all. Your girl has been down since the last time I went live. I don't know if y'all remember. I think it was like Monday, not last week, but the week before. And I was like, y'all, I don't feel good. I don't know what it is, but I'm just tired. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel good. Yo, your girl had COVID and didn't know it. Your girl had COVID, y'all. Hey, Kimberly, hashtag Guru Click. Okay, I know, right? I had to wash my hair, y'all. I hadn't washed my hair or nothing. If you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. Everybody do me a favor, please, and share. I'm going to share as well. Y'all, listen, I'm not going to lie. At this point, I don't want to say y'all should know. I'm pretty consistent, right? So if I say I'm going to go live every Monday and Wednesday, I go live every Monday and Wednesday. But the week before last, y'all, like I said, I was like, I'm just tired. I don't feel good. I don't know what's going on, but I don't feel good. Yo, your girl had COVID. Like, your girl had COVID, y'all. But I am doing so much better. I want to publicly say thank you to a few people that have been absolutely amazing. There were only a few people that knew that I had COVID and did an amazing job of supporting me and just letting me know that they were there. Kimberly is absolutely amazing. Had stuff sent to my house to make sure that we were good. That was a freaking blessing. I appreciate you for that. I told you that as well in person, and we're still reaping the benefits. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, Kristen. We are still reaping the benefits from her blessing. Someone also, Kristen, who is here, all of the ladies from the masterminds group, they really checked on me, kind of continuously to make sure I was good. My other admin and good friend, Thea D. Parker, checked on me, but I did not tell anyone, right? Like, I just shut down. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be really honest with you. I couldn't do anything but shut down and take care of myself. Like, y'all, COVID, I have never in my life experienced what I experienced before. My mom did an amazing job. My mom, oh my God, is amazing. She found out that we had COVID and, that I had COVID. And child, she was like, nah, this is not what it's going to go down. She sent brownies and enchiladas and chicken soup and spaghetti. Like, she was making sure that we were good on food. My 17-year-old was doing an amazing job of supporting and taking care of the rest of the family while I was down, y'all. But your girl was down for the count, okay? Your girl was down. So if you're coming in, say, hey, what's up, y'all? Celebrate with me. This is absolutely amazing. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to say we ducked and dodged, but, since COVID has been going on, I hadn't had it, and I thought that we were doing an amazing job of protecting ourselves, to be very honest with you. I don't know where I got it. I don't know how I got it. All I know is that the feeling of COVID is like something I have never felt before. So y'all just do what you can. Take care of yourself. That's all I can tell you is take care of yourself. Okay. Let's see. Lakeisha says, hope you feel better. Feeling better. We had it. It was rough, but we're still here. Yeah. I mean, y'all, I never experienced anything like that. Like, that's the only thing that I can say to you. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. And I am good. I feel great. I feel 100%. I thank God for the doctors that are intelligent and are doing the research and the science to make sure that the public is doing well. But again, like I said, that was something I had never felt in my life before. I've been pretty exhausted. And I think that was the worst thing for me. I am the push through type of person, which most moms are. Push through, right? Like, let's just get it done, push through. And I pushed through. And then I felt like there was no push through, period. So let me continue to share, y'all. Come on in here, say, hey, what's up? Hey, Yolanda, thank you so much for joining me. Kim says your family girl had to make sure. Yeah, she took care of me. She checked on me. If not every day, it was rarely that she missed a day to make sure we were good. She made sure we had food. And then when I said that, you know what, we're good, we're okay. My mom did this, she was on it and was just blessing me in a mighty way in Mississippi. Right. So do me a favor. Again, if you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? I'm going to share this out. I need y'all to do the same. Okay. Let me see what I can do here. Let me do that first. I'm going to share and then we'll get started. But get your questions ready. It's been 2 weeks. I want to talk to you about what we're going to do, how all of this is going to work for us in our household, because we had to shut down. And if you know us, then you know how our days work, our school days work. So it's going to be interesting. Okay. Bear with me. Let me share. I see a couple people have shared. Thank you so much. Let's see. I'm going to share as well. Bear with me. But come on in here, say, hey, what's up in the meantime, okay? I'm going to share one more time. I don't want to do too much. Let's see. Okay. And then let me share on my page. But y'all come on. I will come back to the comments. Instagram, I am missing your comments because of the way this works. But I will be back. Give me a second so that I can do what I need to do. Okay. Well, Instagram, I am back. I'm back. So I see you. Blessings to you as well. Thank you so much. Favor by Nyoki. Is that how you say that? Says, hey, glad you're feeling better. Thank you so much. Shawanda says, hey, COVID rocked our world too. I was hospitalized for a while from it. Silver lining, though, it led us to homeschool. Oh, wow. Yeah, y'all, I'm not going to lie. It has been a blessing. I did not end up in the hospital or anything like that, but there was just, it was beyond being exhausted. It was beyond being out of breath, just walking from the laundry area to the bedroom. It was just an experience that I've never had in my life before, to be very honest with you. Never. And I have asthma. I don't know if y'all know that about me, but I have asthma and I've had shortness of breath and I've had times where I just was exhausted and couldn't like breathe, like intake air. But this was just, y'all, this was something else. It was something else. Okay. Lakeisha says the exhaustion and fatigue was no winning battle. You just had to rest and hope for the best. Yeah, that's exactly what it pretty much was for me, was that I spent a lot of time resting and laying down and trying to, at first, because I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think I had it. I'm going to be very honest with you. And so I just kept trying to push through and go and go and go. And then I experienced like all of a sudden I would get exhausted and I'd have to like lay down like, oh, I need to take a nap. So I would take a nap. But when I would wake up from my nap, I would feel exactly the same. Like I didn't feel like I was rested. And so then I lay back down and went to sleep for like an hour or two and I'd wake back up and I still didn't feel okay. Like I did not feel good. And so it was just crazy for me. The whole situation was absolutely crazy. So then I woke up and I had this headache that wouldn't go away. The headache was incredible. Like it was insane. It was, and I've never had migraines, so I can't compare it to migraines, but it wasn't going away. And there was absolutely nothing that I could do to get rid of it. Like I was taking my Advil, whatever the case may be, resting. At one point I had my glasses on, and I know that when I'm working on the computer and I'm wearing my glasses, my eyes get really tired and then my head starts hurting. So I typically like, okay, well, let me take my glasses off and just relax. I tried that. That didn't work. And so then I knew something was not right. So y'all, it's a whole mess, but I'm here now. Okay, I'm back. So let's go. Let's talk. Okay, what homeschooling questions do you have for me today? Hold on, y'all. Let me turn my heater off. In my office, I got my sweatshirt on, child. It's cold in here. But let's talk. Okay, so in the meantime, while I'm waiting for questions to come in, do me a favor. Please share. But also in the same token, I want to have a conversation with you about how we're going to play this, okay? So say, for instance, you are in the same situation that I was in, or you were in a similar type of situation where you are missing school, whether it's a medical reason, whether it's an emergency, a family emergency, somebody passed away, something to that effect, how to play it or how to deal with whatever's happening. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. In the meantime, you guys get your questions ready as they come in. I will answer the questions, but this is a subject that I'm going to talk about right now in the meantime. Okay. Shawanda says, glad you're better. Last time you suggested deschooling. How long should we deschool? Okay. So thank you so much, Shawanda, for that. So the way that the rule is set is that you're supposed to deschool 1 month for every year your child was in the traditional school system. So for instance, if your child was in the 5th grade, right, when you pull them out, so that's kindergarten, and say they went to kindergarten, right? So that's kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, right? So they were in the traditional school system for 6 years total. The Roundabout Rule, the person who kind of created deschooling, says that you should deschool 1 month for every year that your child was in school. So if they were in there for 6 years, then you would deschool for a total of 6 months. Now, what I will tell you about that is that your girl is trash. And what I'll say about that, I'm talking about me, because I read that when I was researching what deschooling was, and the gentleman said 1 month for every school year. I think at that time, my oldest had been in the school, I think 6 or 7 years, something like that. Like, I don't remember, but she had been in school, and I was like, bro, we are not finna sit here for 7 months. Like, we're not finna do that. That's not finna happen. I can't let that happen. Mr. Taylor isn't letting that happen like that. That's not what's going on in these homeschool streets, right? So I called my smart self saying, we're going to deschool for like a week, right? So for a week, I was like, okay, we're going to get up. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. Let's go, right? And if you read my book, then you know by the end of like the very first day of school, I was left on the side of my bed, bawling, crying in tears, right? Because for me, I had been in leadership for so many years, right? So I was a manager, and then ended up being like a manager role over a really big, huge department in a particular company. And so I had like several like groups of people underneath me, right? So let's just say a minimum of 50 people directly reporting to me at all times. I had team leads, I had all that stuff, right? 2 supervisors, like I had people reporting directly to me. I figured that I would be able to manage the house the way that I would be able to, that I manage the business, right? And that's not how it worked for us. And so what I suggest for you is try to see what works for you. For us, the week didn't work for us, so we went back to it. So it was like the week, right? And then we started school, and I was crying like a baby. I'm gonna send them back to school. I'm not cut out for this. These kids are bad. Like all of that, right? And then we worked for a couple of days and it didn't work. And then we decided to deschool again. We deschooled that second time about 6 weeks is what we did. And to be honest with you, sometimes in between in that first year, we would take a moment to pause and to regroup and get our thought process together. But for us, we did about 6 weeks. So again, the rule, which is just a basic rule, like somebody just put it out there, to be honest with you. I don't think there's any science behind it, but it's 1 month for every year that they were in the traditional school system. Okay, let me know if that makes sense, okay? Let's see. Lakeisha says, my husband was hospitalized, so homeschooling has been rough this last week. We missed a lot, but we literally has discharged an hour ago. So, oh yeah, I'm glad he was discharged. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about. So Lakeisha's experiencing something similar to us. So if you know us, right, we do homeschool year round. So we don't necessarily take off summer. We do take off a month break in between that June and that July month. But we do not take an actual full summer, 3 months at one time. We choose not to do that. The way that we choose to do it in our house is we go to school or do school for 6 to 8 weeks, right? And then we take a week off. And then when you go back and do another 6 to 8 weeks. So that's how we choose to do it in our house. So we school year round. We go for 6 or 8 weeks, depending upon what we're doing and what we're working on. If we're having a rough go, like 6 weeks is like, I'm like at the 6 week mark, I'm like, we're done. If we're having an okay week and the kids aren't even concerned about a break, we may push it and go to 7. And then if we're just kind of good, or it's a unit that requires a little bit more, or we had to extend it a little bit more, we may go to 8 weeks, but we don't go any further than 8 weeks. Okay. And so for us, we do that work, right? 6 to 8 weeks. And then we take the week break. So with me having COVID, right, unfortunately, the responsibility of homeschooling was pretty much on me. And so when that happened, we shut down. So we shut down not last week, but halfway through the week before that. So for the last 10 plus days, our house has been shut down, as far as just in general, really. But as far as school was concerned, we didn't do any schoolwork for 10 days. And it was because I had COVID and I couldn't teach them and not keep them safe, right? Besides the fact that I was feeling like trash, right? I was feeling like garbage. There was no way for me to effectively teach my kids while having COVID. So we shut down for 10 days, okay? And so what we're playing with right now is what's supposed to happen, because if I remember correctly, y'all, I haven't looked at any books. I haven't looked at my planner or anything. Hold on one second. Let me grab it. But if I look at my planner, either we're supposed to be on break this week or we're supposed to be on break next week. Hold on. And I have it planned out, right? Because part of planning homeschool is planning your breaks. And does that mean that you always take breaks on those days? Does that mean that you only take breaks on those days? No. But you want to have some mindset of where your breaks will be or what it's going to be, right? Okay. So let me look and see. But I do think my break is either this week. Holy cow, what am I doing? Y'all, I haven't been in my planner for 10 plus days. So I don't know what's on there, to be honest with you. So let's see when my break week is. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, so maybe not. Is it? What's today's date, y'all? That's this week. Okay, so it's not this week. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so it's not this week. And wait a minute. I think it's next week. Yep. So our next break is scheduled for the week of the 18th. That is when our week is. Y'all, my planner is so, listen. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me, okay? And again, if you guys have questions, you're more than welcome to ask. But I want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. 6 weeks. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at it. And our 6 weeks is actually supposed to be next week. Okay. So our 6 weeks is supposed to be, we're supposed to be on break the next week, right? And so part of that is now I am faced with making the decision of how do I do this break, right? Because we just took 10 days off and it wasn't scheduled. Do I continue to work? Do I continue to do whatever it is that I'm supposed to do? Or do we go ahead and take the break? And I'm going to tell you this. This is what I'm going to tell you. It is imperative for our homeschool that I have that week break in between the 6 and 8 weeks. If you've been following me for a while, then you know that break time, the in-between time, the 6 to 8 weeks, is the time period that I do my detailed planning. It's a time period where my kids get tests to see if they understood the content or the concept that I was teaching them. It's a period of time for me to evaluate where my kids currently are. And in order for me to do that, it's going to be difficult for me to do that and teach them at the same time. So the question is, do I continue with the break, right? So do I do the break like I originally was supposed to do the break, or do we just continue working, okay? What we're going to do in our house is we're going to continue with the break. So next week, we're supposed to be on break. We're going to be on break. Now, what I will tell you as far as that's concerned is that we won't take the full 7 days off. We may only take 2 or 3 days off, or what we're going to do is count this week as our break, which is what is probably going to work better for me because this is Monday. So what we'll probably do is count this as our week off, and we'll start a new 6 weeks next week instead. So now everything is bumped up a week. Okay. So let me know if that makes sense. And again, you are a homeschooler, so you have the freedom to choose whatever works for you. You have the freedom to choose what's more important. For me, I literally just made that statement in my head, that decision in my head. At first, I was like, yeah, we're going to take off next week. But now I'm like, why don't we just go ahead and take off this week, and we can take off the week after that? There's no difference. So let's just continue on. I can plan and do everything that I need to do. Okay. Shawana says, it does. Thank you. You're absolutely welcome. Hey, Jazzy T, thank you so much for joining me. Roundtree Kim says, how often do you test? So I do quizzes at the end of every 6 weeks, Roundtree. Okay. So I want to make sure that they are understanding the actual content. They don't take a course test until we're done with the course. But I do want to make sure that they're understanding the concept. What I don't want to happen is I'm teaching, thinking that they're understanding, not testing their understanding. And then I give them a test for the course or whatever the case may be. And I find out then that they don't understand it. And what that 6-week period does for me as well is when I quiz them and I know that they're not understanding the concept, then I can spend the next 6 weeks trying to go back over whatever it is they didn't understand, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Hey, Kanesia. Hey, girl. Hey. She said, what do you do if you're really just having a hard time getting started? A hard time getting started homeschooling in general? Is that what you're asking? Hey, Latia, thank you so much for joining me. Y'all come on in here, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here, and please share. If you're new to me, my name is Sean Taylor. I go by the name of Sean, the homeschool guru. I am a homeschool coach that specializes in helping families transition into homeschooling. But literally, I'm here, as it says, to help you out in these homeschool streets. So do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up, hearts, whatever you can do, whatever it is, blesses me in the midst of it, okay? Kanesia, if you can, answer that question for me. You said, what do you do if you're really just having a hard time getting started? So does that mean in general? Hey, Michelle. Hey, girl. Hey. Oh, you're on Instagram too, huh? Okay, yes, you said if you just start. Okay, so her question is, what do you do when you have really having a hard time getting started? What I would say is to slide into it. And we've talked about that before. Basically, what I'm saying is instead of me going beat to the walls, y'all know what I mean when I say that, right? You've heard me say it. Instead of going beat to the walls and trying to do everything at one time, in the summertime, we slide into school. So I start adding subjects in during that period of time. So when we take that break, July to, and sometimes it's May, half of May, all the way to the end of June. Sometimes it's June, halfway into July, something like that, but we pick it. But when it's time for school to start, because we have been off for so long, literally doing nothing, because I don't make them do anything but read, I start adding subjects. So it'll be like, okay, you guys have to read, but I also want you to work on your reading comprehension today. So we'll spend a couple days doing that. Okay, so you also have reading comprehension, reading, and now I want you to work on your grammar. Okay, now I want you to add math into it. And then by the time our start date, so a full day of school is starting, they have pretty much gotten accustomed to sitting down and doing work for at least a good couple of hours, okay? And so what I would suggest to you is that you slide into it. So if that means for the time being, Kanesia, you only focus on one subject for the next week or two, then just only focus on that subject, okay? So we're only going to do math right now for the next month or two. That's all we're going to do. Y'all, my lips are chapped as all get out. We're only going to do that for now. So then we focus on math. Once we get accustomed to math and having to do it, okay, let's add English. Okay, now we're going to do ELA. Okay, now that we've done that, let's add history. And to be honest with you, that method, to be honest with you, buys you time. It buys you time. And so that may work out. Let me know if that works for you, okay? Lakeisha says, I'm trying to figure out a plan for winter sports to keep active during cold weather. Check your city, check your local city to see if they have any, like your YMCAs, your city have city clubs or anything like that. Most of the times during the winter, of course, is like basketball season, stuff like that. So check with your city to see if that's something you can do. Also, check with your local homeschool groups to see if they have PE days, because there are some groups here in Texas where they actually do PE days for their kids or whatever the case may be, or homeschool kids. You could also, if they were interested in martial arts, you could have them into martial arts or something to that effect. Open gym at the local rec center. So for us in Texas, we have this big, huge, like, it's insane. It's a rec center, but it's a rec center on like a bunch of steroids. It's huge. Basketball court, futsal, indoor swimming, workouts, workout rooms, then they have weights area, whatever the case may be. So what we used to do is we used to all just go up there for a couple of hours or hour and a half or so. One of the kids would be running the track. My other kid would be downstairs playing futsal. I would be up on the bike, which was looking over futsal so I could keep an eye on my kid. So I would be there, and then my other kid would be swimming, and my oldest one would be swimming or something like that. So you could use that as options as far as that's concerned, okay? What curriculum do you use where you can give tests after 6 weeks? Is it something that you created? Yes, it is something that I have created. And so what I do, so let's do like for their math. Right now, they are doing teaching textbooks for the first time. I told y'all we switched. No beef, no problems with Learn Math Fast. Learn Math Fast is absolutely amazing. I will never stop saying that, okay? But my kids wanted someone to actually speak to them, teach them. And so we chose to do that differently. So we're using teaching textbooks. But what I used to do when it came to math was I would grab, so whatever lessons they did for the 6 weeks, I would grab a couple of problems off of each lesson and create a test. Then they would take it. When we were using study.com a lot, I would take questions from their daily quizzes and I would add it and create a quiz that way, a test. So you can, yes, I created my own. There is no curriculum that is going to give you a 6 week type of situation. Okay. So I did that myself. Okay. Latia says, okay, cool. That makes sense. Focus on, yeah. So if you're going to say, if you're having issues getting started, okay, say we're all normal, right? We're moms. Like some of us are still working. Some of us are running a house and like businesses and stuff. And so, you need to get started, but you're not quite sure how to get started. And you feel overwhelmed with just getting started, right? You just feel overwhelmed. And let me tell you this, you're not alone. Even when we sit down and I start planning my school year, I feel overwhelmed and I have to break it out into bite-sized pieces and do what I need to do to get started. So just get started. So pick a subject, okay? Set a plan, pick a subject. We are going to work on, and I'm just saying math, but we are going to work on math every single day this week and every week going forward, okay? If we're going to do math Monday through Friday, great. If we're going to do math only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, whatever you choose, but we're going to focus on math every single day this week, okay? Then once we get to the next week, the second week, we're still doing math, but now we're adding ELA, and we're going to do ELA twice a week. So we have math every single day, and we have ELA twice a week. There's 2 subjects, okay? Now we're going to the third week. You have math every single day, ELA twice a week, and now you're going to add science, and maybe you choose to do science 2 days a week. The way that I told you guys, the way that we do science here in our house, instead of doing science every single day, we do it on alternates. We do history on alternates. So we'll do history. We read a chapter of our book. Then they study vocabulary, do all this stuff. And then they take a test over the chapter that we read on Friday. For science, we do it Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you just literally slide into having a full curriculum, okay? A full school day is what I'm trying to say. But be consistent, hold yourself accountable, write it down. I'm the type of person who can't just say, this is how we're going to do it and then move forward. I have to have it in writing because I will forget, or I'll try to switch it, or I'll try to do something different. If I say to myself, we are doing math every single day for the next week, we're doing math every single day for the next week. Okay, Sean, what's the next step? Now I'm adding ELA on Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay? So just be consistent and hold yourself accountable, okay? Hey, Jada, thank you so much for joining me. We have been doing reading eggs for tablet time. My 9-year-old hates it. What is another app you can suggest for spelling and reading comprehension? Hey, I am Kiana. Thank you so much for joining me. So as far as an app is concerned, you could do Learning A to Z. You could do... reading comprehension for me is different when it comes to apps. You could do ABC Mouse, and what's the other one, the older one, Adventure something, I think it is. That is a level above, but it's by ABC Mouse, by the same company, but it's a level up of ABC Mouse. For us, for reading comprehension, I went on Teachers Pay Teacher. I found some reading comprehension type bell ringer stuff, and that's what we're working on. And so we go step by step on whatever it is that she's focusing on. So if she's focusing on the who, what, when, where, how, then that's what we're working on. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense, Jada. Thank you so much for joining me. Shawana says, those are great tips. Let's see. Latia says, can you add them below on the math program you used? Can you add them below on the math? What do you mean, Latia? Like add the tests, the quizzes? Is that what you're saying? Hey, Chantel, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Sean, the homeschool guru. I really appreciate. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, y'all. I appreciate it. Hey, Dana. Dana says Adventure Academy. There you go. Thank you. So ABC Mouse has a program for older kids that's called Adventure Academy. It's actually pretty good. My kids enjoyed it for a little bit. Try that one. That is actually a really good one. There's a bunch kind of going on, but it seems more fun to them than anything else. So try that. Okay. Thank you so much, Dana. Latia says, we do alternate days as well. My kids like it better. I have it written on the board where they know what subject they need to be working on. This made homeschooling more organized for my kiddos. Yes, absolutely. Now you could do that. You could do the board situation. For us, we use homeschoolmanager.com. And Homeschool Manager is basically, I've done a walkthrough of it. It's absolutely amazing. I can print transcripts. I can do their lessons. I can print their schedule and they can just check it out from there, or they can log on and do that. I can grade. I can do all of that stuff. So whatever works for you. Okay. And let's see. I think I'm waiting on somebody's questions. Let's see. Latia, answer me on that. You said, can you add them below on the math program you use? So are you talking about adding the test? Is that what you're saying? You're welcome, Jada. I hope that helped. Check out Adventure Academy and see if that's something that will work for you. Another thing to say about that too is if you can find a group that does group buys, okay? And so basically what this is there are a few people that choose to go in, and I want to say it as a school kind of, and they go to these places like the Adventure Academy and they say, can I have 30 licenses for this particular, like I have a class, can I have 30 licenses for this program? And then the families switch it or the families pay a portion of it. So for instance, let me tell you one that I've used without snitching on somebody, because you're not supposed to talk about pricing. Back in the day, I was part of a group that had Brain Pop. And if you know, Brain Pop is kind of expensive, okay? But what I paid was a one-time fee of $25 for an entire year of their program. It was something like that, $25 or $35. And so find those groups. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am a part of one particular group, but it's pretty much invite only because of the money involved and all that good stuff. So you have to know the person if you're inviting them in, and they have to commit to saying that they're going to do what they're supposed to do and all that good stuff. But if you can find a group buy place that'll do that. So you'll buy digital curriculum, basically. So like the Brain Pop or whatever the case may be. Okay. Latia says the program used for math. You mentioned several, I thought. Oh, okay. So Latia, I mentioned Learn Math Fast, which is amazing. Y'all, Learn Math Fast is amazing. I bought one set of books for all three of my kids. All three of my kids have been using the exact same books. This year was the first time after we homeschooled, y'all. And math was my biggest fear when it came to homeschooling. I told y'all I did not do well in high school on math. I learned later that it was because of the way that the teacher was teaching. It wasn't mixing well with the way that I learned. My basketball coach came and taught me algebra and I passed with no issues. Like, it was the way she taught me, right? It made sense to me the way she taught me. But the other teacher, he loved math, he loved numbers, and it wasn't making sense to me when he tried it. And so Learn Math Fast is amazing. We're using teaching textbooks right now. And again, that's because my kids wanted somebody like on the screen teaching them, or they wanted lessons. The only program that we use that I did not cut for is Khan Academy. I did not like that at all. It just was, I mean, if you like it, I love it. Go for it, right? If it blesses you. It was not working for us in our house. I did not like that at all, okay? Hey, Kelly, you're good. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. Kristen says, we're trying out Dreamscape. It's an app for reading comprehensions for grades 2 through 8. There you go. There's another option. Somebody asked about the comprehension, Dreamscape. I have not heard of that, but I definitely will look it up, okay? If you're coming in, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. Hey, Kelly, hey. Learn Math Fast. Yes, that's it. Now, Latia, if you're going to do Learn Math Fast, and let me put this caveat out there, right? I am an affiliate. Okay, let me give you my code. My code is Sean. So go to learnmathfast.com. If you enter the code Sean in there, you will get a 10% off of your purchase, and I get a blessing for mentioning it. Now, what I will tell you about being an affiliate, I am not affiliate of programs that I have not purchased myself and tried and loved and believe in their product. And so it's not like, oh, I just said, hey, can I be an affiliate? I purchased with my birthday money, actually, as a matter of fact, I purchased book 1 and book 2. I think 1 and 2, or maybe it was just 1. I think it was 1 and 2. I purchased book 1 and 2 and gave it to my kids, and we started working. It was the only math curriculum we used for several years. I didn't use anything else. Same set of books. There's 7 books. There might be 8 now, but there are 7 books, I believe, and I use the exact same set of books with all 3 of my kids, all 3. And I basically started my daughter off from the very beginning, even though she was way past that level, but I wanted her to get the mindset of how the book teaches before she got to the upper level of algebra and all that good stuff. But Learn Math Fast is absolutely great. So again, I am affiliate, just giving you that information, but I'm affiliate of a product that I believe in. I'm an affiliate of a product that we used for years. This is the very first time that we have not used Learn Math Fast. The very first time. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, the code is Sean, SHAUN, and you get 10% off. Jada says, we have been doing Learn Math Fast for the past year because of Sean. It's great. There you go. Oh, wow. That's awesome, Jada. Yeah, Learn Math Fast is good. It's good. And again, let me just say this, okay? Remember I told y'all I was scared about math. And the thing with math is that I liked so much was that I did not have to get involved. Just being point blank, honest, period. Like, that's it. Just being straight, transparent with you. I gave them the assignment. Okay. Here is your assignment. Go. So there are lessons, and I wish I had a book close. I'm trying to see on my bookshelf if I have one. I don't think so. No, that's English. What is that? I don't think it's on my bookshelf right here. I think it's on my bookshelf behind here. But I would give them a lesson. You're on lesson 10. The lesson teaches everything. It tells them everything, gives them samples, examples, everything you need to know, right? Then there's a worksheet that follows for them to do. All I did, literally, you remember that commercial was like, you said it and forget it. Like, literally, here's your math, bye. And my kids read the lesson and did the work and came on about their business. And they did that for years. And then when I would check their assignments, I knew if they didn't understand based off of how they did in whatever we were learning. But y'all, I was the laziest math teacher ever. Y'all, because I didn't want nail parts of math. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I was just like, I'm gonna have to get them. That was one subject that I was prepared to actually outsource. I was like, I'm gonna have to get them a math teacher because your girl can't add. Like, I can count my money, I can balance my checkbook. That's about it. So I knew that I had to do something that was going to be helpful. So it helped me be the laziest I could be when it came to math. I gave them the book, they read the lesson, they did the worksheet. Okay. And if I corrected their worksheet and saw that they were missing something or they weren't understanding, then we would go back over it. Then on top of that, if they needed more practice, you can go online to their website and get supplemental worksheets of this lesson. So if you need more worksheets to go along with the lesson that you're doing, you can go get them on the website. And on top of that, y'all, I'm so lazy, being honest, just being transparent, right? The answers are all worked out in the back of the book, so you can see from start to finish. Like, so if like my daughter was doing algebra, I would go like, look, like, okay, this is correct. This is correct. This is correct. Oh, that's not correct. Pooh, you missed this right here. Go back and look at this. This is where you messed up. Y'all, I was terrible. Sean, is this available in Canada as well? I don't know. I would like to think so. I would like to think so. I'm not 100%, but go to her website and see learnmathfast.com. Okay. And you know what? I might be lying, But just look up Learn Math Fast, okay? And they're blue books. They all look the same. They have a big coin on the cover. They're a pretty blue color. So you can do that. And then if you use my code Sean, you get 10% off of that, okay? You're welcome, Latia. You're excited about it? And here's another thing too. Okay, with Learn Math Fast books, before you purchase a book, go on their website and there's a placement test that you can take. Have them take the placement test. Either you can do it online or you can print it and do it like on a piece of paper. But the helpful part about that is you don't waste your time on, buying extra books for no reason, but it'll tell you exactly what to do. It'll say like, okay, if your child got questions 1 through 5 correct, then you should buy book 1. If your child got questions 6 through 10 correct, then you should buy book 2. Like it'll tell you exactly where to put them in as far as that's concerned. Okay. Cheta said facts. Learn Math Fast breaks it down for you to explain. It does. And so a lot of the times, even with the algebra stuff that I didn't remember and she would get it wrong, and I would go back to the back of the book and be like, oh, I remember this. Okay, yeah. You're supposed to do this, and this is how you got that answer. If I didn't have that in the back of the book, child, I've been searching all through Google trying to not fail my daughter. Real talk. Let's see. It's not being involved for me. I hate math. Yeah, Dana, listen. I will be honest with you, y'all. I said it and forget it, like real talk. I put on the lessons, right? And see my kids too. The way we do school is that they work on timers. So it's not like do pages 12 through 13. Like it's not like that. And well, for most things, it's kind of changed because now we're not using that same math. But say, for instance, we were still using Learn Math Fast. It would be, you set your timer for 30 minutes. They're going to read their lesson, and then they're going to start working on the worksheet. However far they get in 30 minutes is however far they get, right? Once they're done with the 30 minutes, then I check it and make sure that they're good. If they have gotten every single thing correct, and usually they've gotten well over half of the lesson done, unless it's something they're not understanding, then I will check in and say, okay, you can move on to the next lesson. But if I see that they're struggling, then the next day they will pick up where they left off. So say they only got down to problem 11, and I noticed that they were struggling, I would say to them, okay, the next day, okay, pick up where you left off. So they would start on the same lesson on problem 12 and go from there. I may also spend a little bit more time with them in that moment to make sure that they're understanding whatever it is that they may have missed or whatever the case may be. So we don't do a number of worksheets or specific lessons. We didn't. We did timers in our house, okay? You're welcome. Haven't had good luck with old school. Who can I outsource English? What do you mean? You haven't had? Are you saying out school? Haven't had good luck with old school. Who can I outsource English to? Tell me what you mean by that, and I'll give you an answer depending upon what you say. Okay. Oh, I like the idea. Yeah. So we do timers in our house. It used to be, my kids are older, so they don't care. I don't even know where the timer is. That I think I put it away. But there was a timer where it was red whenever, like whatever time they had. If they had 30 minutes, it was red, and the red triangle would get smaller. And so that was easier for my younger kid. My older kids used to use a timer on YouTube, and it would flash and dance and all that stuff. They liked that one. But we chose not to do a number of worksheets right now. Because of what we're using teaching textbook. You can't really stop in the middle of the lesson. So instead of using a timer on math, they have to do their lesson. So you're on lesson 12, you need to get lesson 12 done today. You can't stop halfway through it and then pick up where you left off. And that's only for that particular class. But like for English and all that stuff, we can do other things as far as that's concerned, okay? Out school, okay. So let me ask you, she's saying, I haven't had luck with out school. Who can I outsource English to? Okay, so I was going to suggest out school. The thing about out school is that it's difficult sometimes to find a teacher that fits your child or fits what your child needs. And it's important in this aspect because they're not in one big classroom, and they can kind of hide in the cracks type situation. Like it's one-on-one with that teacher, like they're interacting with that teacher. And so I'm going to be honest with you and say it's a bunch of trial and error. When you find a teacher that teaches what you need, you hold on to them, you follow them wherever they go. You could also, I'm gonna be honest with you, you could also go and do tutoring, right? So you could hire a tutor. I know that in some cases here in Texas, in my particular local state or city, there is a program with the library that offers tutoring. And so you could see if your library offers tutoring for free, okay? And then use that to your advantage, right? Have them help your child. Okay. And what you would have to do is you would have to still plan. So you would say, I want my child to learn about pronouns, okay, this week. Can you help them with pronouns? And so the tutor would spend time helping the child with pronouns. Then once you move on to pronouns, you can go somewhere else and be like, oh, I want them to work on prepositions. Let's move with prepositions. Okay, now I want them to learn how to write a complete sentence, or how to write a paragraph, or how to creatively write, or how to do this. Like you would have to tell them in that instance what you're looking for. Unless, or another thing too is, I don't know if you're doing pods in your family, but a lot of people are doing like those homeschool pods, which are basically co-ops, y'all. These new folks, new homeschooling folks trying to come up with new terms. Homeschoolers have been doing pods forever. They're co-ops. And so you could do that. Another thing you could do if a teacher is interested or has the space, the mental space and energy to handle it, is see if you can outsource to an actual teacher and say, hey, can you teach my kid English 2 times a week? I will pay you. And so you have different options as far as that's concerned. Okay. What is OutSchool? Never heard of that. What's that up here? Sorry. Oh, you're good. You're good. You're in Canada. Okay. So OutSchool basically, I'm going to be honest with you. Go to outschool.com, okay, and look at it online. There is a class, a teacher for every single subject you could possibly think. Basically, you jump on Zoom and your child teaches you whatever course that you purchased, and do it that way. I took a Spanish class. Well, we took a family Spanish class. It was absolutely amazing. Throughout school, we had a Spanish teacher that came on live and taught a course, and it was like, I think it was like a 4 or 5 week course or something like that, but that was all she offered. And so we ended up having to do something else later on. But basically, it's just online school. You just go in there, you can literally type whatever course you're looking for. How to play the guitar, it's in there. How to speak Spanish, it's in there. How to speak Italian, it's in there. Chinese, it's in there. Algebra help. So basically, it's just a center for teachers to come. And it could be anybody. Let me just say that. It's not necessarily a certified teacher, but it could be you as a parent that goes in there and says that I want to teach a course. Now, there, of course, are some guidelines. I'm not 100% sure about what those guidelines are, but you go in, you pay a fee to have your child be taught by this particular person. Sometimes they do small classes, 4 to 8. Sometimes they do maybe 10. It depends on whatever that person is wanting to know. I know. Go check it out. Outschool.com. Okay. She said, oh, wow, that's amazing. Excuse me, guys. Let me mute for a second. Hey, Gail. OutSchool is also doing pods. I saw a pod. Oh, okay. There you go. Gail says OutSchool is doing pods as well. I saw a pop-up email. So they're doing pods. That's a good thing. And again, pods are basically co-ops. I don't care what you say. That's what it is. Okay. The only difference is that when you're doing a co-op, 9 times out of 10, different parents are teaching different subjects. With pods, you may have 1 teacher or 2 teachers teaching a group of kids or whatever the case may be, but it's a co-op. We've been doing it for years. It's not new. They just put, you know how it is. People put a new spin on it. Now it's popular. Homeschool pods, fam. We've been doing this for years. This is not new to us, right? Gail says, my son is doing a few courses in OutSchool. I love it. Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty good. Hey, Gail, thank you so much for joining me. All right, guys, I stayed on here a little bit long today because I missed y'all last week because your girl was sick. She was not in them homeschool streets. She was in her bed. And so I stayed on here until 5:52, but you are more than welcome. You have me until 6 o'clock to ask whatever question you need to ask as far as homeschooling is concerned. We talked about something really important, and that's if, say, for instance, if you, for me, I told y'all I had COVID. So when I had COVID, our house shut down. We did not do school. And so I was telling you that we do 6 to 8 weeks of school consistently. Then we take a week off, and it allows me to evaluate where my kids are, determine where they need to be, and then move forward with the next 6 weeks. And so my question to you was, I didn't know exactly what I was going to do as far as if I was going to keep it, keep the week the same, which is next week, or if I was going to do it this week. And y'all were literally here while I made that decision. And that decision was, this week we're going to go ahead and take off. So I'm going to spend this week planning for the next week, 6 weeks, instead of pushing it to the next week. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys are absolutely welcome. Okay. You're welcome. Now, do your girl a favor. I know. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. She said exactly nothing new. Yeah, we've been doing pods, y'all, home co-ops. We've been doing that. Do me a favor, y'all. There are a few of you in here, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kristen. I appreciate you that you're here. If you're on Instagram, give me some hearts, please. That blesses me in a way that it's just a push of a button for you, but it blesses me incredibly. If you're on YouTube or you on Facebook, thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you're on, if you can share. You can give me hearts, thumbs up, whatever it is, you guys. I told you guys the last time I talked to you as well that I have a God-sized goal that I'm trying to reach, but I cannot reach that without you. So anytime you give me hearts, thank you so much on Instagram for the hearts. I see you. Anytime you give me hearts, anytime you give me thumbs up, anytime you share, you are helping me reach the goal that I've asked God to help me reach, y'all. And it's an amazing goal. It's huge. I'm just going to be honest with you. If it happens, you know what? Let me stop that. When it happens, it's going to be strictly because of God. There's no way no way that I can make it happen. It's going to strictly happen because God made it happen. So thank you so much on Instagram for the hearts. I appreciate it. So please, if you can, do me a favor, share, thumbs up, hearts, do whatever you can do. Every single time I post, share, do whatever it is. If it agrees with your heart, if it's something that doesn't agree with your heart, don't share it, right? But those simple things bless me in a mighty way, right? So while I'm out here in these homeschool streets helping you to succeed, help me to succeed in these homeschool streets as well by getting me out there, okay? Y'all have an absolutely wonderful Monday. I'm going to jump off of here and try to get some dinner started for our family. But I will be back again on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Write your questions down, write whatever it is that you have, whatever you're thinking, whatever you may need. I will be back again on Wednesday, and I will stay again an hour on Wednesday so that we can have whatever conversation that we need to have, y'all. Thank you so much. For those of you that knew this entire time, y'all, thank you so much for those hearts. For those of you that knew that I had COVID, and you did an amazing job being supportive of me, right? This is a lonely road. I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I have to be mindful and careful about what I share because, of course, some people don't have it, they don't have the best in mind for you, right? So I have to be mindful of that. But those of you that knew the last 10 days that I was down with COVID, you have been amazing. You have been a blessing. You have blessed me more than ever. Just checking on me, checking to see if my kids needed anything, sending me things to my house, those who had my personal address. Like, y'all have blessed me incredibly. Just being on your mind, saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. Are you okay? Do you need anything? So I appreciate you guys. I love you. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump off of here and go be a mom or whatever, right? A wife or whatever. Go feed my family and do some cleaning. But y'all have an absolutely wonderful Monday. I will see you guys again on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank y'all so much. Y'all be blessed.